Hello everybody, David here, and we're back at the warehouse district. I've done a little bit of extra. You can't see, I put floors in because I did a bit of research. I did some actual reading of my actual book 3, Banshee Haven, and these are the windows that the agency is going to be looking through. So their view will be over there. I've marked out some basic outlines of what I want to put where, and there's an image I found of an abandoned factory complex. I'm going to be using that basic outline for this part. So this is actually part of the picture that I found, and this will be another building. And then here, this building, there's a garage door sort of here, and this one will go up sort of tall enough for that top window to see one of the windows on the, probably it'll be the tallest building in this complex, maybe. So this is the part of the building where the rebels will be, and they'll be essentially safe from the agency, but they won't be seen, they'll be seen by the agency. And I made quite a few notes. I spent quite a while. I put like little alleys. See, this is technically an alley. It's a 1 meter alley. This will be a wall. Quite a lot of them, and each of these alleys will be fenced up so as to force the agency to have to run around the long way and then come through here and then discover that they can't get up into the building through here because it's all locked up. See, there's alley here, and lots of little, the defining factor in the story of Araam is lots and lots and lots and lots of alleys, so that the rebels can zigzag around and through the areas that have lots of CCTV, because that's how the agency gets you, and go from there. Now this building on the end is going to be a car parking lot. It'll probably bleed into here as well. It depends, because it's still 20 meters wide, so that's a pretty wide, long, wide car parking building, you know, with layers. It'll probably be shorter than the building here that I was talking about that the rebels will be in. But on the inside of this, there will be vehicle access, so that they'll be packing, filling a trailer or a vehicle or something, and they'll drive it down the layers of the building, and then through the back, through 2 buildings, into the car parking building, and then out in different directions. So I've put in a lot of escape routes and entry routes to match the story, and to just like add extra details, extra shapes to things. This one's going to have some layers on it. The end, this bit will be on the top floor, so we can have sort of almost tower-esque, like this, almost tower-esque sort of parts to it. I want it to be very interestingly shaped. I've got a number of pictures. The one that I found that's going to be the sort of the view from sort of here-ish is it's definitely in Russia. I can't remember the region because I can't pronounce. I don't want to mangle another culture's words. It's not fair. And I want them all to be sort of similar, but different enough so that they don't sort of become the same thing. Obviously, we're going to have to massacre the sheep. Or perhaps I could lead them to the it's a brown one and a pink one, which are quite rare. I could probably lead them to the, they might actually be from the, what's it called? Zoo. That's the word I'm looking for. That's over here. Somewhere. There it is. There's the corner of it. There are actually rainbow sheep over here. So maybe they've wandered way too far from their home. And I might have to just... Oh, there was a goat jumping. Rainbow sheep. I'll just... Yeah. So we can always just bring them back. Or, you know, murder them. It's cool. I'm so blasé. But they are actually, you know, only digital animals. They're not real ones. To do the filming, I will also have to do this side of the road. But for now, this episode's project is to do as much of this stuff as I can. Ooh, at the least, I want to do the facades. And go from there. The primary facades that I want to do is from this view, and so that the agents can see something from that top level over there, and this side for the street side of the building complex. The other sides don't necessarily have to be done. Like, I can leave this side, or... Although I suppose, I mean, a car parking building isn't particularly complex. But, like, this side doesn't necessarily have to be finished if I want to film. And it's going to be a while before I film book 3, because I haven't even re-edited it yet, because it's currently 360,000 words, and I need to get it closer to, like, 120. So I've only outlined these bits. I have no idea what's going to go here, but that's okay. I often remind myself that people build actual cities in real life, and it's not one person doing it, it's, you know, hundreds of people doing it. Thousands over, like, 2 or 3 or many generations, depending on how old the city is. And this city of Araam, has been, in the story, has been around for 1,200 years. So there needs to be different kinds of builds in it, and with different kinds of looks. Like, there's a new style building there. Gosh, that took so long. It was like 2 weeks. Ugh. But it's pretty. So we'll see what happens with this one. I don't know how much I'll get done, but I'll have to limit it to whatever I can do in 3 days. 3 of my days, so it's like, what, 18 hours? Which sounds like a lot, but when you're putting brick down by brick down by brick down, it can be kind of difficult. So we'll see what happens. More cat head. Meow. But wish me luck, and cue the music. And welcome back. Bloop. These spy glasses are pretty cool. This is basically where the agency will stand. Probably not on the step ladder. I might actually have to bring the whole floor up later. But if I ever film the situation where the agency is spying on the rebels, that cat in armour, although you can see it very clearly, shall be where the rebels are. Also, I kind of murdered some sheep, and then a trader turned up and kind of murdered them too, and got ahead, and then accidentally did the whole montage with the head on, which is hilarious. So we had a little problem this week. I got a migraine, and it was bad enough that I only got half of my project done this week. So, sorry, but my migraines are usually okay, except I can't be near the light. I turn into a vampire. In fact, I've accidentally walked outside forgetting and then hissed when my eyes burn. So there's definitely a vampire aspect there. And light sensitivity includes blue light. And I don't know if you know this, but computer screens give off blue light. So it's been a lot of sleeping instead. But it looks pretty good, eh? I'll just sneak through my hole that I made. Now, obviously I haven't done the building behind that, but I changed the face so it looked a little more interesting. I like using these anvils and the hoppers as parts of pillars. It gives them an interesting shape. Now, I'll just go, I think it's about here-ish, is the view in the picture that I found of a set of, I think they're factory buildings or warehouse buildings or something in Russia that are broken down. This is pretty much the view, the best that I could do for the view, because it's you can never quite get real life scale. It's a very narrow alleyway. I had to put lights in the buildings through the windows so you can actually see. But I like how that one turned out. I quite like this pattern. You can do it with some or all of the wood as well. It reminds me of a pattern doing, I used to do harakeke weaving or New Zealand flax weaving. And that's a pattern that we use a lot. Zigzaggy thing. The second building took a bit longer. And I quite like it. I don't really like the top level, but when you're actually on the road, like, you can't really see anything, and even across the road it's not heaps. I often like the look of windows that follow the line of the roof, but that looks kind of too churchy for a factory or a warehouse building. But at least it's not a big box. I was expecting I would inadvertently default to a big box, and having all those together, that one doesn't look as bad. Still looks like my school hall in brick, but it looks mostly like it fits. And of course, more for sheep turned up. I don't know. So this is the area that's going to be, obviously I'll get rid of the torches, but having watched quite a lot of Good Times with Scar, I know that it's sort of, I prefer to prevent mob farms unless they're intentional. Even if I have to spam way too many torches. So here's the cat in armor, and I don't know if I can see through. Oh, up. No, not that one. Oh, it's that one. Okay. Ah. So that window will be the agency. Nice. Oh. Ah. I have my cat head. Awesome. Due to migraine, I only got this far. But I think it's pretty good. I mean, it was a total of 10 hours to do both buildings and change the face of this one. It's very hard to get the camera to work because for the replay camera, this space is a little narrow. I had to kind of start and have multiple points to make sure that the flight path was relatively straight before it lifted up and over. I haven't got to detailing it. This all looks brand new. I'm going to have to mix it up with other bricks and stuff so it looks old and battered. Probably this stuff, granite and maybe a little bit of terracotta here and there. Might change these wall blocks here to like stone, or I don't, like a mossy brick or something. Still a wall, obviously, because I like it where it adds trim. Also, I've been starting to put the floors in, and this is the floor level, and I quite like that texture because that's what the wall block looks when there isn't a floor there, but there's a floor here. So it adds an extra texture to it that I quite like. But due to migraine, we will have to wait for me to be able to do the rest of the complex. I'm still looking at what to do with this building. My original vision it doesn't quite work, so I might have to change this up, or I don't know, just do a box. Because the filming, at least with Banshee Haven, they run, the agents and some of the rebels run this way. So I'm going to have to put in this building and something here, and maybe a building there. Obviously the road as well, but roads don't take long. I do that usually listening to like audio books or watching Star Trek or something. So it's mostly this building and this building, which I might actually meld together. Turn, like maybe cut it here. And then this side of the line can be the car parking building with multiple layers. And then this too can be something else entirely. I don't know, see what the muse wants to do. But yes, I'm quite happy with this. It took a while, and I had a few moments where I had to redo things because my migraine brain wasn't really helping. But pretty happy with the overall, even though I would have liked to have at least done this building on this side as well this week, but I'm lucky I can do anything when I have a migraine. Many people cannot. That doesn't make me laugh as much as the cat. I like the cat. The cat's funny. Mostly because every time I see it I want to go meow, because it's adorable. Probably because it looks like my cat. Anyway, it has been a long and very exhausting week, and I'm happy with what I've managed to do with a migraine and a semi-fibro flare-up. So, this will have to be a short episode, but I'll see you next week, next time. Ara ni tasa.